Hey folks, thought I would add some commentary regarding some comments I've seen regarding protests and such, and people's reluctance to participate in them. Now, I already apologize ahead of time if I offend anybody regarding any comments. There is no actual deliberate intent to offend anyone. It's just more of a try to maybe kind of give some people a little bit to think about. But there is no actual deliberate intent to, insult anyone or anything to that degree. So if you're offended, I apologize. Again, though, I do ask maybe to try to stop and think about it a little bit. So, with that said, I have seen a pattern of posts and memes and things like that of certain ethnic groups refusing to participate in protests because they feel it is not their fight, or that they participated and because the election did not go the way people had hoped it would, somehow that is other people's fault. Okay. Now, I will simply say this: when it comes to protests, if you do not feel that you're safe going to a protest, if you do not feel comfortable protesting, if overall you just don't want to do it, that's entirely your choice. No one should ever make you or coerce you into doing something you don't want to do. That's the whole purpose of a protest to begin with. But I will simply say this, and it's more of a question as to who is actually then at fault or to blame for the results of the election, because while there is an ethnic majority that did vote for the current administration, that does not mean that the entire ethnic majority is responsible for it. And in fact, a large number of that ethnic majority also voted in favor for the other candidate. The ethnic minorities, some of them actually did vote for the current administration. So again, whose fault is it? It's maybe is it the 24% of African American males or the 7% of African American females that voted for the current administration? Maybe it's the 25 or the 32% or 24% of Latino males and 24% of Latino females that voted for the current administration. Perhaps it's the Asian demographic that voted for him, or perhaps it's the 43% of the youth vote that voted for him. Maybe that's at fault perhaps there, or maybe it's the 89 million that didn't vote at all, that are perhaps to blame, which I'm sure are a mixed lot of different ethnicities, sexes and genders and ages. And to be quite honest, in the long run, I really don't think it matters which. Because do you think that the current administration really cares who voted for them or not, to be quite honest, based on their current behavior? Do you think that, placing blame based on, your ethnicity or your gender or your age group is really going to isolate you from repercussions of the choices this administration makes? Not really. I mean, it's basically sitting there watching your, maybe your family member's child playing with matches and then watching them set something on fire and then basically saying, well, it's not my kid, not my problem, while you continue to sit there in the house as it's on fire and things are burning down around you. You think you're not going to catch on fire too? Basically, what I'm trying to get at here is the behavior of trying to pressure people to sit sit protests out based on the ethnic group that you belong to does not really benefit anybody but the current administration. Because as long as they have you fighting amongst yourselves and keeping the house divided, then a very small group, a very minority group of people can go in and basically cause as much damage and havoc as they possibly can to ensure that when you do consolidate and become a functional majority, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Because at that point, they have all the control. And even with the smallest amount of control that they have, they could still inflict a lot of damage. So, I mean, by all means, bicker amongst yourself. You know, as far as I know, you still live in this country. If you choose to leave the country, that's again entirely up to you. And again, if you don't feel safe, that's perfectly fine. I understand that. But by just doing it purely based on some idea of ethical segregation, since when has that really helped anybody at all? Anyway, it's just an opinion. Just like assholes, everybody has an opinion, especially this guy. All right, take care, stay safe. And again, I apologize if I insulted anybody. It wasn't really an intention. I just hope you'll at least take time to think about it. Take care.